Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. We are cooking in the kitchen today. We're on a roll. We got biscuits baking, and while I'm waiting on that, I'm prepping my granola. It's easy stuff, folks. Any of you all can do it. Okay, so here's the deal. I haven't always been a granola maker. I think it's awesome. I made it a couple of years ago, and then I fell out of the habit. You pick and choose what you do. Time, homesteading, homeschooling, working a job, whatever. So some things we enjoy to do, some things we have time to do, some things we have never tried. So I encourage you to try this because it's super, super easy. Granola, you cannot mess up. You simply cannot mess this up. It is that easy for you to make. And every recipe that you find online is different. So I'm going to show you how I've been making mine, and I want to encourage you to go over, if you guys here, I know a lot of you are following Miss Angela from Daisy King Farm over on her page, over on her Patreon, you should be. She's also making granola, and she can whip it up any which way too. So I'm going to show you my style. She's going to show you your style coming up. So stay tuned for that, and be sure to join her over there as well. So I'm going to show you what I've been doing. You pretty much do what you like. You take away what you don't, and you go with the flow. Let's rock this granola. Okay, folks, so it simply rolls like this. Rolled. This is what I have in the pantry. For me to go and buy anything right now beyond a Piggly Wiggly, which doesn't have a large variety, I'm going to have to make a trip way off the mountain or head into Knoxville, which we will be doing. So I'll be adding more to my pantry. But I'm going to work with what I've got. Let me show you some of the things that I like to work with for my granola, okay? You got to start with your base. With it, it's all about that base. You got to start right here with your oats, okay? Now you can add 2, change it up, however you want to do it, but this is how we roll. So this is what I'm going to do here. I put in about 2 cups. If it's a little more, a little bit less, I don't sweat the small stuff, people. You're going to put it in there. I also will be adding a pinch of salt, just a little bit. I don't measure it per se. It's literally a pinch. You're going to mix that in there. The goal is to mix your dry goods. It's just like baking a cake. It's just like making biscuits. You want to mix in your dry goods, okay? So your dry goods are going to be your oats. It's going to be a little bit of your salt. Now, I like to add a little bit of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. If you followed my videos over the past 3.5 years, you will say Patara loves cinnamon. Yes, I do. So I do a dash or so of cinnamon. However it's looking in there, I will go with that. Then you're going to start adding in your oomphs, as I call it. You can do this, you can change it. I add coconut, unsweetened coconut flakes into mine. I don't measure it. It's just whatever it looks like at the moment and what I feel like, okay? I love coconut, so I'm probably going to add more than maybe you would. If you don't like it, don't add it. It's no loss there. I'm going to finish off my pecans. I have chopped pecans. This is all I've got left, okay? So you can add more, you can add less, you can change it to shaved, you can do walnuts, whatever you feel like, okay? I'm not so much of a dried fruit person in my granola. I like crunchy, not super crunchy, but I love the coconut and I love the pecans. So that's what I'm going to be adding there. And I adore sunflower seeds, so I'm going to add a nice little splash of sunflower seeds in there. You can do pumpkin seeds. You can change it up, whatever you prefer, whatever you feel like. So these are going to be my base, okay? This is the main bulk items right there. Now, then you got to add in your oil and your sweetener, okay? Your sweeteners or your wet items are going to come from your oil, which is what's very popular is clearly coconut oil. Can do that if you want. I'm going to go with my sunflower oil. I make bread with my sunflower oil. If you can get organic, it's all that better. You know that. We know this. Anything you can make organic or homegrown is that much better. We know that. Boom. Going to add about, I don't know, a tablespoon and a half or 2 or so, a splash of my sunflower oil. I'm going to add in my homemade vanilla, a splash, maybe a teaspoon. I don't know, whatever I feel like, okay? Now, those are the 2 things that I'm adding there, but like I said before, you want to add a sweetener as well. You can do honey, you can do molasses, you can do sorghum, you can do maple syrup, whatever, or nothing, whatever you feel like. It depends upon what the needs of your granola are, what you like, and what your health needs, okay? So we're just going to start mixing. Remember, dry, boom, wet. Throw it in, mix her up. All right, guys, that's simple. Just throw it in there. All right, so we've got it mixed and blended. I added a little bit more coconut because I'm a little bit nutty like that. I'm going to add in about 1 to 2 tablespoons of my oil, probably closer to 2. I'm going to splash it in there. I'm also going to splash in some real local honey, at least 2 tablespoons of that because that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. And then I'm going to add in a splash of vanilla. Probably, I don't know, half a teaspoon or something like that. Don't sweat it, guys. And we're going to blend it up. If it's way too wet, maybe add a little bit more oats into it. That's how I do things. It's just, you just go with it. Have your oven set to 250. Some people tell you 225. Some people tell you 300. Shorter, longer, whatever. I have found I like mine baked, and I'll show you how, on the sheet for about 45 minutes, okay, at 250, and I turn them 3 times. Just toss it, toss it, toss it. But let's blend this in and let's go. All right, guys, this is on a half-sheet baking pan with parchment paper. My oven is set. You know what? I would actually, I'm just showing you the basic recipe of how I do. Personally, if you have a lot of kids that eat a lot of granola, and especially if you love this for breakfast as your cereal and whatnot, and add it on top of yogurt all over the place like I do, I think I eat more granola than I eat the actual yogurt. But you might want to make a double batch. So pretty much just double what you have seen here. And again, take away how you need to. It is a little bit wet, should be, has the liquid in there. I'm going to put this in the oven at 250, okay, for about 45 minutes. A lot of recipes say up to an hour, but that's too crunchy for me. So I'm going to put it in. I'm going to let it cook for 15 minutes. I'm going to flip it. Flippin' nay-nay. Put it back in. Let it cook for another 15 minutes. Let it flippin' nay-nay. And then on the final one, I'll bring it out. Give or take. Just test it as you go. You will smell it. The house will smell wonderful. So 30 minutes might be enough for you. You may need a whole hour. Test it and see. All right, guys, so we are now after our second 15-minute run here. And you can see it's toasting up. It's looking beautiful. It smells wonderful. See right down here, it's a little bit more brown than up here. So I'm going to spread it out a little bit more. And I'm going to go for one more 15-minute round, and then I'm going to be done. Because as it cools, it will harden also. So again, if you like it less crunchy, stop here. If you want to do a little bit longer, up to an hour, and test it as you go, it's all about what you like. Thanks for watching us here at Appalachia's Homestead. Hop in that kitchen and whip up that granola. It's nothing, and it's wonderful. You will adore it. I promise you won't go back to store-bought. We'll talk to you soon, and we will see you on the next video.